More Mania madness heading into the road to WrestleMania as SmackDown determines finally, who is facing Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 33. Also, Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose, their feud gets escalated rather quickly. Also, we find out who Alexa Bliss will be defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against at WrestleMania 33. All this and so much more on this week's edition of the SmackDown Rebound. Hello everybody, my name is Conor, aka OKayFabe, your official SmackDown video correspondent for One Wrestling and One Wrestling's Videos YouTube channel. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another fantastic edition of the SmackDown Rebound. This week, of course, we're going to cover everything and anything pertaining to the Blue Boy brand, SmackDown Live, from March 7th, 2017. But before I get into my review, before I get into my thoughts and opinions, don't forget, we always like to hear what you guys have to say. So leave us your thoughts on this week's SmackDown down in the comment section, and make sure you also check us out on various social media. You guys can follow me at Twitter at OKayFabe and check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/OKayFaber. Links are in the description, as well as the entire OneWrestling.com family, including Big Ray, everyone over at the Big Slam Nation, of course, Sunday Segue, Lisa the Poet, and the one, the only, the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill After. All those links are down in the description box below. Make sure you guys give this video a big, huge like, a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe for more awesome One Wrestling video YouTube content right here. Whew. This SmackDown, we had a lot of stuff going on here. We had a lot of new matches announced for WrestleMania, feuds continuing, feuds building on to April the 2nd, 2017, Orlando, Florida. And boy, it's going to be quite interesting to say the least. Things kick off with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon basically recapping the entire events leading up to the main event tonight between Randy Orton and AJ Styles, because most of us don't know what's going on with there. But don't worry. Let me recap for you. Randy Orton winning the Royal Rumble. He gets a shot at the WWE Championship, but refuses to face Bray Wyatt because they're just best pals. And instead, AJ Styles gets named number one contender after winning a controversial Battle Royal and beating Luke Harper the week after. But then, Randy Orton burned down Bray's house. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't say no to Randy Orton after that anyway, because the man has gasoline and he knows how to use it. In any case, they of course announced once again and reiterate that Randy Orton will face AJ Styles. Main event, dream match, first time ever. Winner will face Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 33. But the first official match for SmackDown this week kicks off with a mixed tag team match, of course, John Cena and Nikki Bella against James Ellsworth and Carmella. Whoo boy. This matchup was pretty much exactly what we thought of it going into it. It was going to be basically an opportunity to show John Cena and Nikki Bella actually competing together as a tag team. It was kind of bizarre, but at the same time really cool to see them actually on SmackDown working together. Obviously, everyone knows that John Cena and Nikki Bella have a relationship, and that they've been together for quite some time. Of course, Total Divas being a big success, and so on, et cetera, and so forth. So it's weird, but cool at the same time to see them, actually competing together in the ring. Of course, John Cena and Nikki Bella get the win, hitting an STF on both their respective their counterparts, Cena on Ellsworth, and of course, Nikki on Carmella. Double tap out, but Ms. Maurice won't have none of that. As they made their way to ringside halfway during the matchup, they attack John Cena and Nikki Bella afterwards, with Miz cutting one of his hellacious promos on John Cena, the man whom we cannot see. It was brutal stuff, but at the same time, I'm really enjoying this. I think Miz is on the top of his game, and lately Cena has been too, as far as promo-wise. And if there's two men that can really build up a major feud for WrestleMania and really make it a big-time match, these are the two guys to do it. So I think that I'm really enjoying the banter between the two of them, and I love the Miz TV segment we got last week on SmackDown, like I mentioned to you guys. But I hope to see a little bit more of that, and the physical altercation, okay, but I do want to see more verbal exchange, especially in the last SmackDown before WrestleMania, because these two could really build it up. They're very good. They have the gift of gab, and I can't wait to see exactly what else they could do to further this. And when they announce the match, it's going to be a huge blow-off. It's just going to be great. I can't wait for it. Poor Kurt Hawkins, man. Just poor Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins calling out Dean Ambrose to a match, into a fight, and just gets laid out for it. Of course, Dean has bigger fish to fry. He calls out Baron Corbin because he just wants to give him a big old hug. He doesn't. You gotta really help me with my notes, man, because I thought, That's right. It gets much worse. Anyway, Ambrose calls out Corbin saying he wants to fight with him right here, right now. Of course, Corbin says no way. He'll do it when he's ready and is going to take everything from Dean, including the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, Dean doesn't want to hear any of this and starts heading to the back to find Baron Corbin, but decided to play the dirty deeds on Hawkins on the way out just because. Poor Kurt Hawkins. He just has to face the fact that he's going to get laid out every time he's in the ring with Dean Ambrose. In any case, backstage we see Mojo Rawley conducting an interview with, I believe it was JoJo? I could be mistaken on that one. But anyway, Mojo and JoJo? Mojo Rawley announces via interview that he is going to be the first SmackDown participant to announce himself into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I am perfectly happy and very happy that the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is returning to WrestleMania, mainly because it's a great way to, of course, honor and give the prestige and the admiration for Andre, one of the greatest of all time, but at the same time, also giving a place for a lot of wrestlers for on WrestleMania that may or may not have room card-wise, match time-wise. So it's a great way to honor the past and also give opportunities for those in the present. Love it. Love the fact that Mojo's in it because he's going to carry some momentum that he's been getting as of late. So great to see him involved in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That's a tongue twister. But he gets cut off by Dolph Ziggler, who says basically he doesn't deserve to be in it. So we see where Ziggler is going to go from here. Dolph, it looks like we'll probably having a mini rivalry with Mojo heading into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Expect Dolph Ziggler to most likely be also added to that Battle Royal as well. Now, this is where things get a little intriguing. Dean Ambrose continues his mission to find Baron Corbin backstage, and Corbin throws a security guard at him. I'm not making this up. As the brawl continues, Corbin ultimately leads out Dean Ambrose and hits him with a lead pipe, knocking him down. But that wasn't the worst of it. He drags Dean Ambrose and pins him under a forklift in which one of the spokes of the fork actually lands on his throat and is choking out Dean Ambrose. As referees break him up and rescue Dean from the fork. Holy crap, man. That's just nuts. And I love it. It's amazing. This is great. I was very iffy about, don't get me wrong. I was very iffy about Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose feuding before, but man, they've escalated this extremely well and made it thoroughly entertaining. Now, granted, it's getting a little craziness out there, but I'm really a big fan of it. And the main reason is because, of course, Corbin's hatred for Dean for costing him an opportunity at the WWE Championship not once, but twice. Remember, at the Elimination Chamber, and also, of course, the Battle Royal for the number one contendership we were mentioning earlier that Harper and AJ ended up winning together. So Corbin's hatred for Dean is very intriguing, and I love me some Corbin. Love Baron Corbin, loving his push, loving what they're doing to him on SmackDown. But it was kind of iffy about him feuding with Dean just because it seemed almost random and out of place, but they made a reason for it, and they've made him just go after Dean and made him a credible threat for Dean Ambrose, who, besides being the current Intercontinental Champion, also, again, a former WWE Champion. So it's just a win-win situation for everyone involved. Dean gets a high-profile feud and has a great rivalry to defend his IC title against, and Corbin gets a shot at a mainstay spot, but also feuding for a mid-card championship to elevate him as well, too. Win friggin' win, guys. I'm all happy for this. How about you? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. Alexa Bliss comes out for her blisseration? How the hell do you say that? I gotta get spell check up on this thing. For her blissertation with Mickie James, and also to announce who she is facing at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. She starts going through a list of a couple of the women and ultimately finds her way to Becky Lynch, but Becky won't take none. She don't want none. That's AJ Styles. Darn it. Anyway, Becky comes out and says that she deserves an opportunity at the SmackDown Women's Championship. No one else, because she's beaten both of them in numerous situations. And that's when Natalya comes out saying that she's championship material, unlike Becky, but Bliss says no, she's not getting an opportunity either. That's when Mickie James grabs the mic and says, "Hey, Alexa, we had a deal. We had a thing going on. I thought we were on the same page. I helped you out." And then all the women started bickering at each other for the opportunity of the championship. And that's when Daniel Bryan, the Peacemaker, came out and finally levied the situation. Thank goodness. And his solution was that Alexa Bliss would be defending the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania against every available SmackDown Women's wrestler on the roster. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, that's a bombshell. And in the meantime, we'll get Natalya and Becky Lynch in a tag team match against Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. Now, before I get to that tag team match, let's talk about this announcement. That's huge. For those of you who are keeping score at home, I have a list of the SmackDown Women's roster actually right here as it stands right now. We don't know the details as of the recording of this video. We don't know the details about who's going to be, or not only who's going to be in this, but more importantly, what style. Is it going to be a gauntlet? Is it going to be a battle royal? Is it going to be like a fatal 4-way or a fatal 5-way elimination? We don't know the details yet, and some people have been talking about saying we probably won't know until we actually get to WrestleMania itself. So for those of you keeping track at home as far as who is on the SmackDown Women's roster right now, there's not a whole lot, but it's an interesting list. Of course, you have Becky Lynch, you have Natalya, you have the current women's champion Alexa Bliss, Nikki Bella, Naomi, Carmella, Mickie James, and Eva Marie. That's right, Eva Marie is still part of the SmackDown Women's roster, so that's 8 in total, with, of course, Naomi still out with an injury at the moment, Nikki possibly having her rivalry with John Cena, or excuse me, aside John Cena with the Miz against Miz and Maurice. So it's really, I'm curious what's going to happen here. There's so many different things. We could even possibly see someone getting called up to SmackDown, maybe from NXT perhaps? I'm just saying, food for thought, people. Anyway, the SmackDown, the tag team match between Natalya and Becky Lynch against Mickie and Alexa Bliss. Great solid action from all the women. And Natalya, of course, ends up dumping Becky Lynch, her tag team partner, on her head with a release belly-to-back suplex. Of course, Bliss then slides right in, gets the pinfall victory for her and Mickie James. But oh mon confrere, I don't know what I'm doing here. Mickie James then lands a Mick kick on Alexa Bliss and then holds up the SmackDown Women's Championship, thus ending their friendship, relationship, business acquaintanceship. I don't know what they're, pen pals, I'm not sure they are, but they're not on the same page anymore. So interesting that Bliss is now all on her own. It's every woman for herself, as Mauro Ranallo said so beautifully. Speaking of beauty, the main event, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, just a great matchup. Just a fantastic match between these two. Honestly, the only concern and the only critique I have is that we had this really so soon. This is like a dream match that I've wanted to see for some time, and while I'm taking nothing away from the match itself, if you gave these guys 40 minutes on a pay-per-view, I think I would literally fall out of my chair with excitement, just slide right off. They put on a fantastic matchup, a lot of near falls, a lot of great action. What I really appreciated, of course, was the finish. As AJ looked to do like a springboard step, Randy Orton looked like he was ready for the RKO, and actually AJ grabbed up to the top rope and bounced off of it, and Orton went for the RKO, but it was a trick. It was a fake out. As Orton falls on his back, AJ then does the springboard, looks like he was going to do the spiral tap, but instead rolls out of the way as Orton counters and then hits the RKO at that point to pin AJ Styles to go on to WrestleMania. So it is official now. Bray Wyatt will be defending the WWE Championship at WrestleMania against Randy Orton. AJ Styles, I'm sure, is none too thrilled and none too happy about this whole ordeal, as of course he was bickering with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan even before the show. Oh boy. So this SmackDown, I felt, didn't have a whole lot of crazy action this particular week. It was more of a storytelling week than this one than anything else. Not to take away from any of the matches that we saw. Again, we saw Cena and Nikki Bella against Carmella and Ellsworth, or Carmelsworth as it was called on commentary. We saw, of course, I don't even want to call it a match, altercation between Hawkins and Ambrose. We saw the tag team women's match, Natty and Becky Lynch against Mickie James and Alexa Bliss, and of course AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. All the matches were great, especially the main event, but of course SmackDown hasn't been really having a whole lot of matches lately, which is fine. They're building towards WrestleMania, storyline driven, and SmackDown's been doing a great job of that lately, being able to balance out, but it seems that this week was more storyline driven, which again, totally fine with, so maybe that's why it didn't seem as one of the greater SmackDowns in comparison to ones that we've seen in the past. Still a fantastic show. I love the build, and I'm really looking forward to, the new matches that have been announced for WrestleMania. Again, we're probably going to see Corbin and Dean at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. I hope it's a Falls Count Anywhere or no holds barred or some crazy stipulation like that, because that's going to be good stuff. I mean, if they're able to pull it off, hell, I would even be okay with them doing Dean versus Corbin like once on SmackDown, and then it being thrown out just to set up for a huge stipulation match at WrestleMania. Just a really solid show overall this week. A little less this week because we had less matches, and again, SmackDown shorter compared to Raw. But overall, still a very enjoyable show, and I liked it. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you guys think of this week's SmackDown Live? What was your favorite moment? Your least favorite moment? Favorite match? What are you looking forward to heading into WrestleMania? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Hit us up on the Twitter at OKayFabe. Of course, YouTube.com/OKayFaber. Make sure you check out the entire OneWrestling.com family as well to check out their various social media links, including, of course, myself. You've got Big Ray. You've got the Big Slam Nation. You've got the Sunday Segue. You, of course, has Leeds as a Poet, and of course, the legendary, the iconic Mr. Bill Apter. Follow all of them on social media. The links are down in the description box below. Hit the thumbs up button if you guys like this video. Subscribe for more awesome One Wrestling video YouTube content right here. Of course, even check out Bill Apter did a recent interview with Cowboy Bob Orton, Randy Orton's father, about his thoughts about burning down the Wyatt compound. Yeah, you definitely want to go check that one, so go check that video out. Thank you guys again for watching. Appreciate the love and support. And a quote, the legendary Bill Apter. We will see you at the match.